Visual Studio Code is an extendable editor for building and debugging modern web applications. It's minimal, but yet can feel like a fully featured IDE with the right extensions. If I open my VS Code, you'll notice I have over 50 of them installed. We won't have time to go through each of them in this video, so today we'll take a look at my top extensions that help me in my day-to-day tasks as a full-stack developer. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. To start, let's take a look at the Thunder client. It's a lightweight REST client for testing APIs. For me, it's a replacement for Postman because it offers a whole bunch of features. It provides support for different authentication options, auto-completes headers, supports different request bodies including GraphQL, and you can even save requests into collections for later use. This tool is really awesome for simply being a VS Code extension. However, one of the downsides to working with JSON is that you need to define your own typings in order to get it to work well with IntelliSense. To solve this problem, I use paste.json as code. It infers the types from a sample JSON and then outputs strongly typed models and sterilizers for working with the data in your desired programming language. This works for many languages, but I mostly use it for TypeScript since I can copy the response of a JSON and paste it to generate the typings. This makes it really easy to know which properties are available when working with the response. While testing APIs is great, sometimes you need to rapidly prototype in JavaScript or TypeScript. For this, I use Quokka.js. Quokka allows you to execute sections of JavaScript within VS Code and view its results in line. Once you install Quokka, everything just works out of the box. We can open the command palette and create a new JavaScript file. As I type in this new file, it will show squares beside each line to show if it has been executed successfully. If I create a simple example, I'm able to assign the value of t and see its value right beside it. I mostly use it as a scratchpad to implement algorithms, data structures, or quickly play around with a new library. When solving these complex technical questions, it's a good idea to always collaborate with other people. LiveShare allows you to connect to Visual Studio Code with your GitHub account and then let you collaborate with others in real time. With everything being remote lately, this is useful for pair programming or collaborating to solve problems. It's essentially a Google Docs for writing code. I've used this with many members of my team to explain concepts and help others learn how to code with a more real-time teaching approach. Once you install the extension, you'll need to connect to a GitHub or Microsoft account. After that, you can add people as friends, which you can then invite to programming sessions directly or by sharing a link. Once the user connects to your session, it will load the project files. It even excludes files in the .gitignore, so it saves bandwidth. Now you can edit, update, or change code in real time. While collaboration is a great way to communicate with members of your team, you still need to share the information with everyone else. This is why many developers leave comments in their code. To make the comments more human-friendly, I use Better Comments. It allows you to categorize comments, which can make them more visible depending on their importance. The most common ones I use are alerts and to-dos, so it makes it hard for other teammates to miss that information. While we're on the topic of making things look better, I would also like to mention adding an icon pack to VS Code is a must. Personally, I use VS Code icons, and it supports hundreds of different file types and makes the editor feel less empty. I've surprisingly become so dependent on using this package as I actually use it as a way to navigate around, since I can recognize icons quicker than reading folder or file names. For the next extension, I'm going to group all of them under one, as I would suggest you get yourself a Snippet extension for the front-end library you are using. This is not a single extension, but a collection of extensions with various snippets for different programming languages. Each front-end framework has their own, but since I work with React and Vue, I mostly use the ES7 React extension and Vue 3 snippets. Snippets are a great way to be more productive since it removes the need to type out all the boilerplate code. Installing these extensions gives you a whole bunch of predefined snippets. You can simply type the snippet shortcut and then tab through each section to fill it out. However, sometimes these extensions aren't good enough. Thankfully, in VS Code, you can create your own custom snippets. It can be a little complicated, but I use Snippet Generator to help me do this. All you have to do is fill out the information and paste the generated JSON into the correct language configuration file. For the last extension, I would suggest remote containers. This extension has helped me so much when setting up development environments. It lets you run VS Code inside a Docker container so the environment is isolated and easy to reproduce. Installation is a little bit more work, especially when working on Windows, but once you get it set up, it's totally worth it. I hope these extensions were helpful to you. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button. I also have a growing community over on Discord if you'd like to check it out. Hope to see you in the next one.